I'm Jane Sims of the London Free Press. Just an update today on the Nathan Hathaway trial. It started yesterday. It is the trial of a 31-year-old London man who has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of dangerous driving causing bodily harm and 4 counts of impaired driving causing bodily harm. The issue in this case is impairment by drug. Mr. Hathaway, in a sample of his blood, was found to have methamphetamine in his system. The crux of this case will be determining whether or not his ability to drive that car was impaired by alcohol. There aren't any benchmarks like we have in alcohol impairment cases, no 80 milligram limit as we see in those cases. Today we heard from the investigating officer who described Hathaway's demeanor and his behavior following the crash that on Wilton Grove Road. In that crash, the Williams family from St. Thomas had just turned onto the road to go home after the drive-in when they were hit head-on, causing terrible injuries to the parents, Kevin and Victoria, and to their 4 children, particularly 10-year-old Olivia. What we heard from Constable Stephen Williams is that Hathaway seemed a bit confused, that his mouth was dry, that his eyes he wasn't able to concentrate, his eyes were constricted. But he was also asked in cross-examination is perhaps he was just in shock. He was in a head-on crash, which is a possible explanation for his behavior. We also heard from OPP officer Tim Groves, constable, a new constable, first time testifying today, who saw Mr. Hathaway before the crash when he and his training officer had seen a car parked on Littlewood Drive. They went and did a welfare check. There were 3 people in the car, including a little boy who was asleep in the back seat. This was half an hour before the crash. Groves said he spoke to Hathaway. Hathaway produced his ID, said they were just tired after a day in the city, and they wanted to have a sleep before they moved on. Groves said he recognized Hathaway at the crash scene when he was there half an hour later to help out. Tomorrow we're going to hear from a toxicologist and expert witness. Testimony doesn't begin until 1:30 in the afternoon. For the London Free Press, I'm Jane Sims.